30 miles. I know you're trying to get away from me, my dear. I know you are on the move. You can run, but you cannot hide. Not from me. I spent too much time tracking you down. I won't let a simple little mishap ruin what I've planned for so long. I was a fool to think you'd accept me. I was a fool to think anyone could love me in the same way that I loved them. But at this point, I realize it isn't up to you. It's not your choice whether you want to spend time with me or not. It's not your decision whether you love me or not. And it's not your place to choose whether I'm worthy of your affection or not. It's mine and mine alone. You'll come around to see my point of view, my dear. Believe me. Yeah, you should believe me. You'll come around eventually. That ring. You'll wear that ring with joy later. You'll be proud of it. Do you remember, do you? That ring you rejected so arrogantly. The ring that I had so carefully selected for you and only you. The ring that I spent a fortune on. Well, I thought it's gonna be all worth it. I thought your delighted face would make up for every single penny that I've spent for. And yet, yet, you laugh at my face when I ask you the question. Don't worry, you'll get a chance to make up for what you've done very soon. Very, very soon, my dear. "20 miles? Why? Why you sound so anxious? I know you wanted to tell your friends. Too bad. They never got the message. They would have rescued you, wouldn't they? They would have come to your help to turn away your creepy ex, as you call me. Is that what you think? It's really too bad that by the time they found Chime, they were long gone. What do I mean? I don't know. They were gone. I never really liked them in the first place. Not when we met. Not after you broke my heart into a million pieces. I don't think it's cruel to admit this. After all, it went both ways. I still remember the look on your best friend's face when I first approached you. Like I was disgusting, sickening, hideous even. Nothing but a piece of chewing gum under your heel. I guess that's why I go for falling in love with one of the popular kids. I should have known my place, shouldn't I? Should have stayed within my group of nerds and losers, as what you called me. How childish your friends were. Even after high school ended, they never stopped thinking like that. Yes, like that. What do I mean by that? Well, they never managed to outgrow the belief that they were somehow better than others. Better than me. Better than me. What a piece of crap. I can tell it was them who eventually drove a wedge between us. Yeah, it was them who whispered into your ear like a little devil on your shoulder. Ruined what we had. We were good before them, you know? It's them who is the problem, not me, my dear. But now, those voices are gone. They can't feed you their lies anymore. It's nothing but the truth from here. You'll see. "10 miles. I know, my sweet. I know, my dear. I know how desperately you want to call the police. Too bad. There's no signal. Strange, isn't it? After all, I can call you just fine. Well, I don't understand why you reach out to them anyway. It's not like they had helped you before. They already said that I am non-threatening. Harmless, really. You didn't even get that restraining order you begged for, remember? I may be blinded by love, but I can see how much you've tried to push me away. How often you've tried to get rid of me, my dear. Oh yeah, I do. I do see how your love for me has slowly turned into hate. Believe me, it was hard to accept this at first. It was hard to accept that your feeling for me had changed so dramatically within such a period amount of time. I would never have thought that we could end up as anything but soulmates. Well, but you know, my dear, fortunately for me, the string of fate isn't so easily cut, my love. Whether or not you realize this or even want to realize, you are still my soulmate up until now, and nothing can change that. Even if the cops were trying to lock me away forever, you can't escape your fate. You can't escape your destiny. Remember that. "5 miles. I know where you're going. I know every single step you take. Every time you change paths. You think you're smart, don't you? Turning off your location services, changing direction, seemingly at random. You forget that I know you better than you think, my love. Did you ever forget that? Even if I didn't have the capabilities of tracking down every step that you take or your every movement, well, I know you well enough to predict your next thoughts so precisely. Even all this technology pales in comparison. I know exactly where you're heading. Is that the little cabin in the woods, isn't it? Your safe spot, as you call it. Well, now I know you never told me about this. So you might be a little bit confused. Don't worry, don't worry. Let's simply say your family becomes rather talkative when you bring a nice bottle of wine. Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. I know all about your hiding places. No, 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 darling. It's plural. Not only its location, but also all the heartwarming stories that are attached to it. How you run off to it whenever you were angry as a child, which is cute. Also, I knew you used it as a young teenager to seek shelter from your own home. Your mom was lovely telling me all of this story. Yeah, she can be a little bit chatty, yeah, when she's drunk. Mm-hmm. Of course, I've met her. How else I could get this information? Your abusive dad? Be for real, my dear. And now you still go there on occasion, whenever you feel the need for some safety, some security, the warmth of the fireplace, and the hug of the same old blankets that kept you warm since child. Only those last part I didn't hear from your family. I saw it with my own two eyes. You never knew, did you? That I followed you there occasionally. Well, of course you wouldn't know. I took great care not to be noticed by you after all. I made sure to hide in the bushes, away from lights. Stayed outside all night long in the freezing cold. And all that just to make sure you're safe. Because whether or not you look at me with so much hate in your eyes, I still care about you, my love. I do still care about you. One mile. It's getting a little bit tiring, isn't it? What am I gonna say now? Now you're listening to me. Well, let's talk about something you fear. How about that? Oh, well, I know your biggest fear, dearest. Well, I know everything about you. What do you mean? That's not what the things that fear you the most. Yeah. Well, before that, let's stay with the thing that you like. Well, I know how much you love reading all those crimes: murder, kidnapping, severed body parts. You've always had this weird fascination with it, aren't you? You almost religiously studied those interrogation videos, those self-proclaimed experts analyzing every last twitch of an eye. The clinically insane one. You used to go on and on about the psychology of a murderer, about what makes a serial killer tick. Yeah, you used to. It's not so much fun when everyone calls your partner a psycho now, is it? When your friends warn you that someday you'll end up dead in a ditch at the side of some road, clothes torn, hair ripped from your scalp, your face mangled beyond recognition. You used to love those crime shows. But so did I. I took in every second of them just as much as you did. And I memorize every little trick they had to offer. I know your biggest fear, my dear. I know. It's me. It's me. Your biggest fear. But I want to know now is how loudly can you scream?